We are now exactly 1 year away from the next presidential inauguration, which means this time a year from now, we'll either see a Democrat up there taking the oath of office, or we'll see Trump zipline in from the Washington Monument wearing a cape made out of his tax returns. Why don't you audit these nuts? But before we get ahead of ourselves, the Democrats still need to choose their nominee. So let's catch up on the latest developments in the Democratic primary race in another installment of World War D. Primary voting is kicking off in just a couple of weeks, which means people around the country are starting to decide which candidate they're supporting. And that means endorsements are beginning to roll in. Bernie Sanders was endorsed by AOC and the National Nurses Union. Andrew Yang got the endorsement of Donald Glover and Dave Chappelle. And Mike Bloomberg got the endorsement of the other six dwarves. But there's one endorsement that Democrats have been waiting for all week: the New York Times. It's the country's most trusted paper and where America turns for news until they run out of free articles. And last night, in the middle of another super contentious primary season, the New York Times decided not to decide.
Democrats running for president are getting a boost from the New York Times editorial board. For the first time ever, the paper endorsed two candidates in the primaries, Elizabeth Warren and Amy Klobuchar. The Times says that Warren is the best leftist candidate, while Klobuchar is a centrist choice.
Yeah, for the first time in 160 years, the New York Times decided to endorse two candidates, which seems like a cop-out, right? You're only supposed to make one endorsement. That's how it works, right? You never saw a LeBron ad where he was like, to quench my thirst, I choose Sprite or water. It's fine, either way. I mean, they both work. Whichever one, you choose. Now, even though the Times decision was a letdown for some people, I did appreciate how transparent the process was. You see, the paper's editorial board brought in each candidate for lengthy interviews, which they then released to the public. It was great because we got to learn a little bit more about all of the candidates. For instance, we learned that if you're having a surprise birthday party, don't get Bernie to plan it.
What are you likely to fail at or to do poorly as president?
Look, I don't tolerate bullshit terribly well. And I come from a different background than a lot of other people who run the country. I'm not good at backslapping. I'm not good at pleasantries. If you have your birthday, I'm not going to call you up to congratulate you, say you love me and you write nice things about me. That's not what I do. Never have. And I take that as a little bit of a criticism, self-criticism. I've been amazed at how many people respond to, happy birthday. Oh, Bernie, thanks so much for calling. You know, it works. It's just not my style.
God damn. Bernie Sanders does not mess around. The question was, what would you be bad at as president? And his answer somehow became birthdays. I feel like Bernie should just start his own line of Hallmark cards, and it's just a white piece of paper that says, whatever. It's almost, you know what it is? It's almost starting to feel like Larry David impersonated him on SNL, so now Bernie is impersonating Larry in real life, you know? He's just like, and why? And why are we doing this, huh? Why are we still blowing out candles? You know what? You know what my wish is? To eat a slice of cake without your spit on it. How about that, huh? How about that? And to be fair to Bernie, once you get to his age, birthdays aren't that fun anymore. Yeah, you get that many candles on a cake, Greta Thunberg's gonna show up and protest your carbon output. Come on now.